Yo, let me tell you something.
What, man?
You look beautiful, brother.
Thank you, brother. You look beautiful.
No. You look beautiful.
Nah.
Welcome back to a little bit of everything with lava. To be completely honest with you, I'm making this video for myself because I still go through periods of hating myself. But I just wanted to tell you guys how I don't hate myself as much as I used to anymore. Number 1, realize that fixing your outside self isn't enough. Self-love is not just doing a face mask and taking a shower. That falls more under self-care. But you need to realize that self-care comes with self-love. You won't be able to continue doing a face mask every week, exercise every day, and eat healthy until you realize that your body is your home and that it deserves to be taken care of. If you're only doing these things to avoid doing the things that you actually need to work on the inside, then stop and realize that the face mask you're putting on every week is only wasting your money and not helping you become a better person. Which takes me to number 2. Spending money on a bunch of things you don't need will not help you. I always feel like going and getting piercings or cutting my hair when I feel like I hate myself, because obviously it's a lot easier to change the things on the outside instead of changing what's wrong on the inside. So don't make those impulse decisions and instead ask yourself why you want to do those things in the first place. Number 3, realize that you're not ugly. The first thing that actually stopped me from hating myself was realizing that I'm not ugly. Here's a little history lesson. If you don't care, then skip to whatever time is shown on the screen, but pretty much up until grade 10, I really thought I was disgustingly ugly. Middle school was just not the best time of my life. People told me that I looked like a horse, like a rat, whatever. And then I came to high school and I vividly remember in grade 9, this guy who had a locker next to me was like, "Why are all you Sri Lankan girls so ugly?" And I was like, huh? Because I know damn well Sri Lankan girls aren't ugly. And then in grade 10, I found out that this girl asked another guy, "Why would you ever like Lava? She's not even cute like that." Yes, I cried, but I promise you that was the last time I let someone saying something like that about me actually affect me. She was literally putting her insecurities onto me, but we'll get to that whole topic later on in this video. Go look at yourself. I know a lot of us see ourselves in the mirror and we don't want to take a second look because we hate what we see that much. But the more you look at yourself, the more you'll eventually start to think, I don't even look that bad. Turn your lights low, put on your favorite song, stand in front of the mirror or dance. Stop feeling awkward. Literally no one's looking at you. Unless you have people that peek through your window, then you might want to go get some blinds or curtains. But this is proven to actually help people build up their self-confidence, and I know for a fact it worked for me. Obviously, I still have my days where I don't feel the prettiest, but at least I know I'm not ugly. Number 4, stop the self-deprecation. Being humble and self-deprecation are completely different things. I used to make self-deprecating jokes all the time, like, haha, I'm so short. But you need to realize that those jokes actually can get to you more than you realize it. If you keep telling yourself you're short and ugly, you will believe you're short and ugly. Number 5, learn to take compliments. When someone comes up to you and tells you your hair looks nice, don't be like, "Oh no, it looks ugly, I didn't brush it today." Say thank you and move on. And then actually believe that your hair does look nice. It's actually pretty annoying when you compliment someone and they start going off about how ugly they think they are. So don't be that person. Number 6, don't end up feeling like you're better than anyone else. Now this is the exact opposite of self-deprecation. How successful and pretty you feel should not come from how ugly or how much of a failure you feel like the next person is. Don't wish bad things upon people because karma is real and it will come back to you in one way or another. Don't constantly be trying to one-up another person. Try to one-up yourself. Number 7, don't view others as competition. I've been hearing this a lot lately and it's so true. Just because someone else's cake is good does not mean your cake is not good. You both could have good cake, but they're both good in their own ways. Yes, I'm talking about like actual cake, not like... So stop comparing yourself to another person and instead figure out what you're not doing and figure out how you are going to get to wherever you want to be. Even if your success and growth isn't as fast as another person, your growth is still growth. Number 8, take everyone's opinions with a grain of salt. People nowadays think anyone and everyone is ugly. Take for example someone like Zendaya. Most of the world thinks she's drop dead gorgeous, but there are still people that think she's ugly. So just don't get upset when someone calls you ugly. Number 9, realize that what people point out in you can be what they're insecure about. I came to the realization that people only project how they feel about themselves onto other people. Every time someone calls you ugly, think to yourself, is that person confident with themselves? Do they even think they look good? Most likely not. So don't let what they said get to you. Number 10, dealing with toxic people and family. My entire life, I get called short at school, and then whenever I went to a family event, they would all be like, "What happened to you? You look so skinny. Where did your cheeks go?" When it comes to my family, most of the people that are complaining complaining about how skinny I am are usually aunties that can't even stand up straight anymore. But what you need to make sure is that you do not have friends that put you down like this. Your friends should be people that put you up, not down. So if you have friends that constantly make you feel ugly and make you feel like there's something wrong with you, then I promise you it's better to have no friends than to be sticking around with those friends. Number 11, don't depend on people to tell you you're beautiful. If you completely depend on a person to help you love yourself, then one day when they're not there anymore, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hate yourself for the rest of your life? You're the only person that'll be there for yourself forever. So make sure you're that person that constantly tells you you're beautiful. Number 12, don't get into a relationship expecting for it to help you love yourself. You're going to eventually feel overwhelmed because now you don't have enough time or energy to focus on yourself because you're spending all of your time, energy, and love on your significant other. So don't make that mistake and actually go work on yourself first. Someone can't love you until you love yourself. Number 13, impress yourself, not others. Dress up how you like for yourself. Present yourself in a way that you look at yourself and you're like, damn, I look good today. You don't need to wait for others to get impressed and compliment you. Number 14, realize that a trend does not define your beauty. Trends change way too fast for our bodies to keep up. So embrace your body for what it is and appreciate the fact that you don't look like a copy of literally everyone else. Number 15, look at people who are thriving, who you can actually relate to. Look for people that came from the same exact place that you did, who are doing really well in life right now. For example, for me, Maitri from Never Have I Ever, she's actually the first Sri Lankan Canadian girl that I've seen on Netflix. Seeing that type of representation really makes me feel like I'm actually gonna make it somewhere someday. I do not get this feeling at all when I see someone like Dixie D'Amelio getting her own show because I have no way whatsoever of relating to her. Number 16, give yourself the credit that other people won't. Stop looking outside for validation and be proud of yourself for accomplishing all the small things. If you haven't been wanting to get out of bed and today you actually got out of bed and brushed your teeth, be proud of yourself for that. Number 17, compliment others. Complimenting other people really does help you feel better. Sometimes people just really need to hear something nice. Obviously, you won't get the best response all the time, but even if someone is really bitter and just ignores you when you compliment them, they might actually think about it later that day and smile. Number 18, fake it till you make it. This applies for literally everything. The more you or someone else says something, the more you begin to believe it. The more you pretend you look nice and confident, the more you'll actually start believing you look nice and confident. And it'll actually show in the way you act in public places. You have to decide that you're beautiful and confident if you want other people to believe the same thing about you. If how you look is a big problem to you, then wear things that make you look the way you want to. I used to wear skinny jeans all day, every day. And then I started hating how skinny my legs are and I started wearing baggy pants, and now it makes me feel like I have curves, but I really don't. But at least it makes me feel less insecure when I'm outside. I'm not telling you to hide your insecurities, but if it works, it works. Now I feel like everything that I just listed was more of the physical aspect of loving yourself, but now let's look at the mental aspect of everything. From around grade 6 to grade 10, I really did not care to live. I was so ready to just, but I didn't because I didn't want my mom to be sad. I felt like I had no purpose, but now I look back at it and I know if I did something to myself, I would regret it so much right now because over these past few years, I've accomplished so much and now I actually know what I want to do with my life and where I want to be, and I wouldn't be here right now if something happened to me back then. There's a quote that says, there's a future version of you who's proud you were strong enough. And this takes me to number 19. Realize that you've gotten through hard times in your life and that you will get past whatever you're going through right now. Sometimes it really takes hitting rock bottom and settling for the worst version of your life to realize that you deserve a lot better and that you can get to a better place than where you are right now. Number 20, your existence is not a burden. No one should ever feel like a burden, and don't let anyone ever make you feel like a burden. Number 21, practice gratitude. I know, you heard this way too many times, but I'm not saying sit down every night and write 50 things you're grateful for. When you wake up, right before picking up your phone, sit up in your bed or lay down and just thank God or whatever you believe in for actually waking up that day. And at the end of each day, even if the day was the worst day of my life, I still thank God for the day and hope the next day is better. This kind of helped my brain into thinking that I was strong enough to get through whatever bad day that I just got through, and it gives me hope that the days that are coming will be better. Number 22, watch what you consume on social media. If you can completely get rid of it, then great, delete the app, but we all know most of us are not strong enough for that. So in that case, change what's on your For You page. Fight the urge to click on things things that you don't like, and search up accounts that post content that makes you happy or makes you feel better about yourself. Number 23, surround yourself with happy things. Obviously, don't just turn a blind eye to all the bad things that are going on in the world, but make sure that you're not only looking at the bad things that are happening right now. Watch movies that make you feel like you own the world. You know those movies that you go in and watch and then you come out feeling like a completely different person? Watch those movies. Number 24, realize your self-worth. If you do, then no matter how many people tell you you're worthless, it won't get to you. Just cause you had a bunch of failed friendships and relationships doesn't always mean that you're the problem. You could be, but it doesn't always mean that. Sometimes you could have just chosen the wrong people. So don't let experiences like that make you feel like you don't deserve anything good in your life. Number 25, stop thinking everyone hates you. I still do this all the time, but I realize that the fact that you're sitting around thinking that everyone hates you makes you look more closed off and less approachable, and then when people actually don't approach you, you feel like they hate you, but in reality, you're the one who looks like you hate them. So don't stop yourself from meeting new people just because you feel like they're gonna hate you. Number 26, you deserve to be happy. Talk to yourself properly. Stop being mean to yourself, and stop being so self-critical. You deserve happiness and good experiences. Don't avoid the good things that come your way just because you feel like you don't deserve good things in your life. Number 27, therapy helps. Even if you don't want an actual therapist, then talk to someone you trust. A lot of the time you feel overwhelmed because you have a bunch of thoughts in your head at the same time and you don't know how to organize them. In this situation, venting to someone will really help. And if you don't want to talk to a person, then sit in front of the mirror and talk to yourself, or write something down on a journal and rip up the paper. Anything beats just sitting down and keeping all those thoughts in your head. Number 28, figure out the things that deserve your time and energy. We all have 24 hours in a day, but how your life turns out depends on how you decide to use those 24 hours. You always have time. Find what makes you happy and do it. Number 29, stop asking people for approval. I used to ask like 3 friends before posting any picture to Instagram, and 2 of them would be like, yeah, it looks nice, and 1 of them would be like, your nose looks weird, and then I wouldn't post it because I feel like the picture is ugly. But I don't do that anymore. I post what I want because I like it, and it's my feed. Why should I care what someone else thinks about what I'm posting? If you like something, then go do it. This even applies for jobs. Don't follow professions you don't like just because other people think you should. Yes, they're gonna judge you while you're in the process of getting where you want to be, but once you're successful, they can't say anything at all. So go after what you want, because if you spend your entire life trying to satisfy other people, you're never gonna find happiness at all. Last but not least, number 30, realize that this stuff comes over time and does not just happen overnight. Self-love is not a linear graph. It's more of a parabola, or actually the one with like the 4 or 5 parabolas going together. I finished advanced functions like 5 months ago. I don't remember what it's called, but you get the point. You will have to keep working at it even on the days where you don't want to. Don't know where to start? Pick up a piece of paper and list all of the things that you accomplished and that you love about yourself. Shut up. No. Don't say there's nothing to list. This year when I had to apply for scholarships and list all the things that I accomplished, I really realized that I've done so much more in my life than I ever gave myself credit for. So go do that and realize you're someone worth being celebrated and that you deserve to be taken care of. And that brings me to the end of my video. If you stayed till this point, comment sesame seed. And I'll see you next Sunday at 12 in another episode of A Little Bit of Everything with Lava. Bye!